he has to step up. Because right now, they talked about him being third in the world, even though he missed last year.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the latest physique update from the mutant, Nick Walker, 2 weeks after winning his second New York Pro ring. So isn't pushing anything as of right now. He's taking a break, he's giving his body some rest, just taking it really slow until his body feels fresh again to start pushing again for this upcoming Mr. Olympia prep. So is Nick Walker feeling some kind of pressure after that 1-point victory over Martin Fitzwater at this year's New York Pro just a couple of weeks ago? I have to say he must be. But in reality, Nick Walker has put that pressure on himself. He set up the expectations for himself extremely high by saying it over and over again that he would have even won the Olympia last year if it wasn't for his hamstring injury. And then he kept on saying that he is going to be Mr. Olympia this year. And after all that, you show up at the New York Pro, and a guy who is yet to make his Olympia debut, he pushes you like an absolute monster, and you barely get away with the win. Of course, people are gonna talk. So, Jay Cutler in the latest episode of the Cutler Cast, he made the same point that although we keep on saying that Nick Walker is a top 3 guy in the world, but the physique that he showcased at this year's New York Pro, that isn't gonna be enough for him to place top 3 at this upcoming Mr. Olympia, let alone fight for the title.
He's not showing the third place physique based on my opinion, the feedback of the contest.
So, Nick Walker himself also knows that some changes need to be made in his physique in order for him to even fight for those top 3 spots. And I'm sure Nick Walker is gonna do everything in his power to make some adjustments, especially in regards to his waistline. But even if you are a die-hard Nick Walker fan, you must agree that he kinda lost his hype after this year's New York Pro, because none of us expected that the fight is gonna be that close between him and Martin Fitzwater or any of the other guy at this year's New York Pro lineup. So both him and his coach Matt Jensen need to figure out the perfect kind of look for him. So his last show before the New York Pro, the Arnold 2023, he was the most conditioned guy out there, but he was told that he lost his legs in chase of that extreme kind of conditioning. But here at the New York Pro, he was a little bit more fuller, and even though he was told that his quads improved, but his waist got thicker. And we have all seen it so many times, that once you grow your waistline, it is really hard to get it back. So what are your expectations from Nick Walker at this upcoming Mr. Olympia? Is he gonna be a title contender? Is he gonna be fighting for those top 3 spots? Do let me know in the comments below. So talking about the New York Pro, Martin Fitzwater is playing it extremely smart. If he actually does get some guest postings, not only is he gonna make some money while doing what he truly loves, but at the same time he is gonna be able to hype up the Olympia. Plus, he is gonna be able to hype up himself even more. So Martin truly became a star after placing second at this year's New York Pro. The kind of shape that he had, and with that additional muscle that he was able to pack on in the last 1 year, which he took completely off from competing, that really paid off big time, and that took his physique to the next level. His stocks right now are at their all-time high, and he totally deserves it. So Martin looked really great at Texas Pro even back in 2022 as well. His conditioning was supreme from the back. I mean, he was able to push a guy like Andrew Jacked at that show. But here now in 2024, him and his coach just took it to a whole different level. And we have to keep in mind, that guy is really young. He's only 27 years old. So he has got the time on his side. And how he is gonna look with a few more years of training under his belt. Especially if he's able to keep his shape and his lines in check, while adding more muscle, while getting bigger in all the wide areas. There is a logical reason to believe that he for sure is gonna be a top 6 Mr. Olympia contender in the future. He has this ability to get harder than most of the guys in the first call-out. His shape is clearly one of the best out there. Plus, like I said before, he has got all the time in the world. So how big is Samson gonna get for his offseason this year? He's literally having a hard time fitting in those machines. So Samson looked hilarious in one of the videos posted on his IG where he's struggling to get into the right position because the guy is so goddamn wide. And really, that isn't something new for Samson. He has been pushing up to 330 pounds in almost every offseason in the last 2 years or so. And this year, things aren't gonna be any different, and he might push even beyond 330 pounds this time. So the question is how his physique is gonna respond differently when he trains for around 16 weeks at the Oxygen Gym Kuwait, where there is an ideal scenario for any bodybuilder, especially for a guy whose aim is to be Mr. Olympia. Because there are no distractions out there whatsoever. All he has to do is to eat, sleep, train and repeat. And with the mindset that Samson has, he is definitely gonna thrive in that kind of environment. But we all know he has to be better than the Arnold Classic UK in order to be Mr. Olympia. And Arnold UK version was the best package of his entire career. He had a nice combination of everything. The conditioning plus size. He was showcasing a lot more detail compared to the Arnold in Olympus. But the point is he still lost to Hadi Choopan. And Hadi we all know wasn't at his best in UK. So a very exciting chapter for Samson is about to begin in Kuwait. And it is gonna be a great road to Mr. Olympia 2024. Because Samson also puts out a lot of content. Well, Derek Lunsford be the most improved guy from 2023 to 2024. Ideally speaking, he should be. While all the other top guys, like Hadi Choopan, Samson Dauda, they were in prep for the Arnold. And guys like Nick Walker, Andrew Jack, Hunter Labrada, they have to qualify for the Olympia. And Derek was out there, deep into the off-season, grinding and making sure he improves every single day. So with each passing year, Derek gets more mature and he gets more density. And he's gonna get more and more dangerous for the competition. As his coach Hani Wembord says, that the new muscle needs to marinate for a longer period of time to showcase more density on the stage. And this is Derek's only second year of training for an entire year with one show in his mind. And that show of course is Mr. Olympia. And he's gonna show up with great improvements. His quads were looking so much improved at this year's Pittsburgh Pro guest posing. And it seemed like that he's like 6 weeks out of his competition. But in fact, we are now 19 weeks out of Mr. Olympia, where Derek is gonna defend his title for the very first time. And that kind of conditioning for an off-season look, that is just amazing. And I believe his biggest competition once again is gonna be Hadi Choopan. So Derek has that advantage of having more aesthetics, better X-frame, and a smaller waist than Hadi. Plus, he has one of the greatest backs in the history of the sport. So if Derek does improve on his muscularity from the front, if he gets more density in his chest, in his delts, in his arms, he is already gonna be the front runner for this upcoming Mr. Olympia. But if he is able to do all that, he's gonna be extremely hard to beat. Justin Rodriguez speaks about the results of the Neo Pro for the very first time since the competition. So this guy was placing top 8 at the Olympia level just a few years ago, and he just placed 10th at the Neo Pro, his worst placing at this event. So Justin did talk about on the retirement subject, just a little bit, because if you go by his performance and his physique, they have been continuously declining for the last couple of years. So he should be seriously thinking about retiring. But you have got to respect his stance, that he's gonna continue to compete, because that is what he loves to do. So that wide waist, along with the declining size in his legs, that is hurting his physique a lot. And there is no way back for his legs. There is just no way they are coming back. Specifically at this point in his career, no matter who coaches him. Because you just cannot fight for the time. So what do you guys think about this? Should someone continue to compete, knowing that it is a dangerous sport, and knowing that it is highly unlikely at this point, and his placings are gonna improve in the future? So my personal stance is that, at the end of the day, it is the athlete's call. Big Ramy also said the same thing, that he doesn't care where he places. He's gonna continue to compete because he absolutely loves it. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.